Hello everybody, welcome back to the Stikbot channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys an in-depth behind the scenes about the production of the 8th anniversary of Stikbot reanimation collab. Wow, that was a mouthful. Anyway, this whole thing was organized, edited, everything was pretty much done by Klee Film. He hit people up, he got all the people to do scenes, he was behind making sure everything was on time, stuff like that, organizing it, did all of the editing, like pretty much the entire video, even the description was done by Klee. Now you might be like, wait a minute. If Klee did all the work, how come you're the one who uploaded it? Because Klee wants the 9th anniversary. Essentially, we're like 2 of the remaining Stiktubers who haven't uploaded their own anniversary. So if I didn't upload the 8th, I would have uploaded the 9th, and he wants to upload the 9th, so he had me upload the 8th. Which is great, because that means that I don't have to put any effort in, and I still get all of the credit. And all of the views and watch time, so make sure you go check out that video if you haven't already. I'm joking. Kind of. I asked Klee Film what his opinion on the production of it was, and he simply just said that it was chaotic. He essentially sent out a video of all the scenes to people, where each scene would have a number, certain ones would have a corresponding color. I'm not entirely sure why this was, but I'm sure it had something to do with organizing, and he knew what it meant. I almost didn't make a scene for the project, because although he sent these out way back in like February, so everybody had plenty of time to work on their scene, I never picked one. Like every once in a while, I'd be like, hey, can I see the video so I can pick out a scene for the anniversary? And then I'd get the video, and then I'd completely forget about it. And then near the end there, Klee hit me up. He's like, all right, so we need some scenes for people who dropped out and stuff like that. So can you do this and that? And I was like, okay, sure. Which is great. Take the decision out of my hands and just tell me what to do, and I can do that for you. Overall, it was kind of like a mess because everybody waited until the last minute to do it. I think he did give us a long time to work on it, but this kind of happens with any project. Everybody waits till the last minute, they forget about it, they procrastinate. I was the same. People were working on this up until like the day before it came out. It was a mess, but at the end of the day, it all worked out. People could replace certain scenes. There were some mistakes, things like that, but the collab ended up pretty great in my opinion. My contributions to the project, other than uploading it, I got to make the thumbnail. There are actually a couple different variations of the thumbnail. There was like this concept I did. There was the like finished version that I did. I kind of turned up the saturation and added some pretty looking tasty text. And then I had to reshape the text a couple of times to make sure it fit into the thumbnail being as big as possible, but not getting in front of the timestamp, which is, why I have different versions anyway. Oh, and we can't forget this, very neat looking mock-up thumbnail Klee made. And I did make a couple alterations to the description, nothing crazy, just like adding hashtags, reorganizing things, adding timestamps, stuff like that. But along with that, I got to make 3 or 4 different scenes. Yeah, I got to make 4 scenes. The green guy and the blue guy. It was supposed to be purple, but I didn't have a purple Stikbot, so I just used blue, staring at each other. Then there's him shooting the straws, and there's him throwing the googly eyes, and then there's his base coming under fire of beans, and then he pushes the button and shoots the frosting. I forgot about that one. I actually did 5 scenes, my mistake. Or I guess maybe like 6. I don't know, it's up to you to decide. All those scenes were done by moi, as we say in my home country. And some of them were actually pretty complicated, and I had actually a lot of fun working on them, surprisingly. Interestingly, I had to cut up some straws and fit them, it was a mess to try and get the sticky tack to work the way I wanted it to make the straws do what I wanted. That was kind of a mess. Then there's also the piping icing bag thing. It's only on screen for a couple seconds, thank God, but I didn't have anything like that, and I'm pretty sure piping bags are actually clear, not even white. So what I did was I took a piece of paper, I wrapped it in like the shape of a cone, I cut it to shape, and then I balled up a couple pieces of paper and shoved that on the inside to make sure that it didn't go flat on me, so that I could bend it kind of. And then I took another piece of paper, cut it out, taped it to the front, and then painted it silver. And that's how we got the piping bag. I threw away the straws, because why the heck would I keep the straws? But I kept the piping bag. I'm looking at it right now, and I don't know what to do with this thing. The scene with the green guy, I built up a whole equally level set of boxes. There was this whole thing about me not being able to find the right size boxes, but it turns out that scene, it cuts off all the effort I put in, which is hilarious. But you'll see more about that later. Similarly, I also decided to add the 2D faces onto my scenes. Here are my scenes without the faces, if anybody is interested in that. Here's also the scene with the straws without the effects, and then also without me timing it correctly. It was this whole thing. Also, here's that one scene, but without the beans, which were added in post too. Then, also, here's a little behind the scenes time-lapse sort of thing that I got to record of me fixing the piping bag scene. That was featured at the end of the actual collab video. That was pretty cool, but yes. Also, I don't want to call out Klee or anything, but through this I realized that we edit very differently. I had set up my videos the way I edit my animations, and that led to mine being completely out of sync. And I did see how he edited them, so I understand how it happened, but I just want to point that out. That was my mistake, and in the future I'll do it differently. And last but not least, I recorded a series of passive-aggressive vlogs of me setting up all of my scenes, so, you know, here they are, if you care. It was behind-the-scenes featurette, but I realized one of the scenes that Klee asked me to do involved a whole second setup of this, and this guy needs forks, so I grabbed forks for him. I took that guy off because I don't want to ruin the cups, and he stuck on for a very long time. Shout out to him. But I realized because I need 2 of these pillars, I found out that my switch box was about the same height as the Studio Series Starscream box, which is really useful. You know, my mom always made fun of me for keeping all of my boxes for no reason, but look at me now. They're coming in useful. I'm actually saving the environment, guys. Issue is I don't have another one of these boxes. I think these were the glow-in-the-dark monsters box. I only have one of that size. The closest thing I have is from the Family Pack Series 2 from a long time ago, and I'm just gonna point this out here because I don't know when I'm ever gonna get to mention it again, but the bottom says FizzBiz. Like FizzBuzz, the people who animated? Was there some sort of subsidiary distribution company that I'm not even gonna think about it. So I'm gonna have to come up with some alternative that's the same thickness as that box right there to put as the 3rd layer on my 2nd pillar. I had my suspicions, but I was correct. These boxes are around the same thickness as these, so I'm just gonna use 2 of these stacked next to each other. It's coming in mad clutch here. 2 of these together wouldn't be enough, but I took one 8-pack box and one, I think, 6 or 4-pack box, put them next to each other, and they're the same size. Only issue is these are all of the Jello packs I could find in my pantry. I did find one more, but that's not going to be enough to make a whole nother section, so I am thinking of an alternative as we speak. I call this section of the video the Apple Conundrum. Future Goose, chapter the video and call this section the Apple Conundrum. So for these Jello-sized boxes, I was actually going to use my AirPod box because it was about the same height and about the same width, and it would have been perfect. But I only have one of those boxes. And there's also boxes that sit in front of the Jello boxes in the animation, but I need 2 of them. And although my iPhone box for my 11 would have been a pretty good size for that, I think it, like that fits pretty well, I only have one, and I do not know where the box for my 14 is. I think my mom still has it somewhere in her room because I forgot to ask for it. I keep the boxes to literally everything, guys. One thing I am thinking of using maybe are these smaller Lego set boxes. They're just a little too big. They could actually wait. They could sit in the front there. I'll probably actually use these to be the ones that sit in the front. But the ones that sit on the side, I still don't know what to do. I'm looking around my room here. Yeah, I don't have anything. I may have found the solution to one of our problems. The OG Stikbot box. What the heck? I forgot I even had... I borrowed this from my grandma. I need to give this back. Ignore that. This OG Stikbot boxes might be the right height. Actually, we're going to find out now. It's close enough. The only issue is this box is kind of flattened and it sat under my bed for couple years, and that's the only other box I have of the same size. There is this box that I have, don't know where the other ones went, but it is thicker. It's not the right size, so I'm gonna look for others, and if I can't find any, I'm just gonna try and reshape that one and use that because that's all I have. Found another one, but it's in the same condition, so I'm out of ideas. Straight up, I'm out of ideas. I'm gonna like walk in circles in my room for a little bit more, see if I can figure anything else out, and if I can't, crap, I can't drive. I might have to Instacart some Jello boxes to my house, which I do not want to do this early in the morning. I have some good news. Well, I grabbed some pencils because my scene needs pencils. But when I was in my room upstairs, I was like, it's kind of strange that I don't have my other iPhone box, right? So I went in my room and I looked for it, and I found this. I am so confused right now. I don't know why I have two purple 11 boxes. I thought maybe one was like the Pro or something, but nope, they're the same exact iPhone 11, except the one box is thicker. Some iPhone Apple nerd, let me know what the deal is with this in the comments, but I'm gonna go back and look to see if I can find my 14 box. If not though, this will be perfectly fine. Yeah, straight up, I have no clue where the other box is, but this is gonna have to do. Alright, so we finished it. The camera will kind of be looking at them like this, so I think that, because there's no other box on this side, it's just this extra jello thing that I found, and then it cuts off. There's nothing behind that, but that should be fine. Like on this one, you can see that it's visible, so we're good there. In the scene that I have to do for him, there are knives coming out of the side, and frankly, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. Weirdly enough, I don't have big kitchen knives. I think I have one in my house. And again, I'm not getting any for this video. And it's just a close-up shot. No one's gonna notice. Like, this collab is janky enough as it is. We're just gonna leave it there. Anyway, I am mad. I only have one of these little Lego red dish pieces. And I wanted to avoid having to switch out pieces from these, or parts from these two pillars as much as possible. So what I'm gonna do is just take this little red piece right here and build a whole extra Lego setup inside of his little box. And then we're done. Oh wait, no, I have to animate this guy flinging googly eyes at the other guy, because of course I do. Also, I don't have a translucent purple Stikbot, never have, hopefully will someday. So I'm just gonna have to use a blue one. I apologize for the inconsistency, I really am. Wait, I mean, I'm sorry for the inconsistency, I really am. It is, what time is it? PlayStation. Oh, jeez. It's almost 9 a.m. Okay. I need more coffee. Almost finished recreating all of that with this, but I ran out of brown and nougat pieces. I need to get back into Lego collecting, man. My collection is a mess. But I looked around my room and I found this little thing from a Ninjago movie set, and look, the piece that I need is right there. So there. How mad would Klee be if I took a nap and ghosted him? Oh, talk about jerry-rigged. I don't even want to go over this whole stupid pencil situation. I wouldn't say I ever really feel like I want to stop being a YouTuber or even a Sticktuber. But right now I'm pretty darn close. Klee's stupid little diagram. I didn't realize there were more pink scenes he wanted me to do, so I did leave everything set up. I did keep it together just in case this exact thing happened, but I don't want to put it all back. I don't want to animate anymore because the scenes are kind of complicated. That's all of the passive-aggressive vlogs I did, but we still have one more behind-the-scenes thing. It's kind of lame, but it's this scrap scene that Channel with Everything did. Klee pointed out that I could include this in the behind-the-scenes video, and I mean, at least it's in here instead of being lost to time, so there's that. Anyway, Klee, feel free to correct any misinformation I might have accidentally spread in the comments. Looking back through the footage, I realized that my story sounds very not 100% straight, so if I got anything incorrect, feel free to correct me. I'll probably pin your comment. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to everybody who made this collab so cool. I am so excited for next year. It's going to be great, and I'm really happy to see the community grow. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in joining my Discord server or following any of my socials, those links will of course be in the description. And let me know which of these behind the scenes things was your favorite in the comments below, and I'll see y'all later. Keep on honking like you sandwiches. Peace out. I gotta get better at doing these outros.